Thursday, May 18, the Sabbath and Eternal Rest. The Sabbath is a place of refuge in a weary world. Each week we leave the cares of this world and enter God's retreat centre, the Sabbath. The famed Jewish author Abraham Heschel calls the Sabbath a place in time, and that's a quote he uses in his book The Sabbath, Its Meaning for Modern Man, page 12. Each seventh day, God's heavenly palace descends from heaven to earth, and the Lord invites us into the glory of his presence for this 24-hour period to spend a time of intimate fellowship with him. In the introduction to Herschel's book on the beauty and solemnity of the Sabbath, Susanna Herschel, his daughter, writes of the significance of the Sabbath in these words: "The Sabbath is a metaphor for paradise and a testimony to God's presence. In our prayers we anticipate a messianic era that will be a Sabbath, and each Shabbat prepares us for that experience. Unless one learns how to relish the taste of Sabbath, one will be unable to enjoy the taste of eternity in the world to come." End of quote, and that's from page 15. At creation, Jesus built a special dwelling for us. We can find refuge there. We can be safe there. His work is complete. It is finished. When we rest on the Sabbath, we are resting in his loving care. We are resting in anticipation of our eternal rest in the new heavens and the new earth that are soon to come. Read Isaiah 65:17, Isaiah 66:22, 2 Peter 3:13 and Revelation 21 verse 1. How does keeping the Sabbath point us forward to eternity? Isaiah 65:17, "For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered or come to mind." And Isaiah 66 verse 22, "For as the new heavens and the new earth which I will make shall remain before me, says the Lord, so shall your descendants and your name remain." And 2 Peter 3 verse 13, "Nevertheless we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth in which righteousness dwells." And Revelation 21 verse 1, "Now I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and there was no more sea." The same God who created the earth the first time will create it again, and the Sabbath remains an eternal symbol of him as the Creator, as we read in Isaiah 66:23. "And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, all flesh shall come to worship before me, says the Lord." In fact, the Jews had seen the Sabbath as a symbol, a foretaste of what was called in heaven the Olam Haba. That's O-L-A-M-H-A-B-A, the world to come. The message of three angels flying through the heavens appealing for us to worship the Creator is heaven's answer to the hopeless despair of many in the 21st century. It points us to our Creator, the one who first made all things, and to our Redeemer, the one who will, after the judgment, after sin is eradicated, make all things new. Then he who sat on the throne said, "Behold, I make all things new." And he said to me, "Write, for these words are true and faithful," we read in Revelation 21, verse 5. And so to finish today, how can you personally make the Sabbath a foretaste of heaven in your own life and your family? This lesson was read by Dr. Percy Harrold for Christian Services for the Blind. Sponsored by the Sabbath School Department and distributed through Hope Channel Australia, this podcast is also redistributed by Hope Channel Germany, Christian Record Services for the Blind. It is also available on SoundCloud and through multiple podcast distributors, including Apple iTunes. And you can listen and watch at the same time on YouTube. Remember, God is always faithful.